My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.
What's up, guys? So I did film a get ready with me yesterday, and it was like really long, but I had talked about a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about, and then when I go to edit it, so here's what's been going on. I just have so much stuff on my computer that I'm running out of space. So and then my SD card filled up, so I wanted to clear that out, and I always save the last 5 movies, because even though I thought I had transferred them all over to my computer, I just want to be safe. But of course I didn't do that last night, and not all of the files from that video transferred over before I deleted it. So and then last night when I went and checked my mail, I got a package from Influenster, and what was inside, get the fuck up, was this BECCA Ignite Liquefied Light Highlighter. So this is, it says it is a harness the power of liquefied light with BECCA's weightless face and body highlighter. Multi-dimensional micro pearls are suspended in our crystal gel formula to give skin a hyper gloss glow. Girl, it's hyper gloss, alright. Infused with an energizing fragrance blend of juicy pineapple, fresh coconut, and orange flower notes, the pearlized formula and uplifting scent provides a multi-sensory experience that ignites optimism and lights you up inside out. Enriched with sunflower oil and vitamin E to nourish and soften. This highlighter provides a seamless application. So I put a tiny bit on my hand, and then I just put some on my shoulders. So I'm wondering, I think they sent me the lightest shade. Where is the... So they have a total of 5 shades. Here they are on the side. And they sent me Passion, which is described as a pale incandescent pearl that reflects gold. So what does this say? Application. For use on the cheek points, high points of the face, such as cheekbones and tip of nose, apply 1 drop, tap and massage to blend. For use on body, including arms, legs, shoulders, and décolleté, use 2 to 3 drops and massage to blend. So this retails for $38, and you get 1.5 ounces. So yeah, I'm gonna put some on my décolleté so you guys can see, and then I'm just gonna try and do a little bit of this get ready with me. I don't know, shit's gotten real in the world. It's freaking crazy. I think that was way too much, Natalie. I mean, I know you like a good extraterrestrial highlight, but I'm wondering if I should use this as a primer or mix it in with my foundation. Let's just try it as a primer, with YOLO. I might die from the coronavirus next week. Let's try it. So I already did my eyes. I used the Violet Voss something palette. I can't even. Berry Blast. Yeah, I think that's it. Whoa! Why am I'm acting like I'm putting foundation on? That is way too much, Natalie. I'm just starting to feel better. So, whoa, my god, look at that. Maybe this wasn't a good idea, but you know what? I saw a video what Huda Beauty's makeup routine, and she has a body highlighter that she uses as a primer. So I thought maybe I could pull it off too, but maybe not. Yesterday when I filmed the Get Ready With Me that no one will ever see, was the first time I really been out of bed and especially filmed. I hadn't even checked like any social media like all week. I was basically just in bed, and I had symptoms of, you know, COVID-19, and I was like self-quarantining myself. But I talked to employee health today and I got cleared to go back to work, so hallelujah for that. But who knows, I'll probably get it in a month anyways. Oh my gosh, I watched Contagion the other night. Not a good idea. I don't recommend it. It was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what is going on now. It was so scary. I'm like, I'm gonna be like Kate Winslet. I'm gonna be like the one that is trying to help and then ends up getting sick and dying. Because I am taking care of like ICU patients that are rule out COVID-19. And it's scary because the tests take like 3 days for the results to come back, and it's scary. We don't have like enough of the personal protective equipment that we should have. Wow, that's really glowy. Okay. Let me do my foundation now. Let's see if this doesn't give me a dewy look. I don't know what will. Alright, first I'm gonna use this Hourglass Vanish foundation stick, and I'm just gonna put that like mainly in the center of my face. And then, yes, darling, I'm gonna take this YSL All Hours foundation in B20 Ivory and just mix it in with what's left of that bright ass highlighter. And then just kind of put that, fill in the negative spaces on your face, please. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I've been having the weirdest dreams lately. Oh my god, it's not even funny. Like, oh my gosh, I need to start keeping a dream journal. Oh, I had remembered it too. Man, what was it? Did you know that you can only dream about people you've met in real life? Interesting fact. Okay, so let's talk about, oh my gosh, freaking pandemic that is going on right now. So I remember when, you know, they said don't go to restaurants, like, you know, like socially isolate yourself. And I was a server and a bartender for like 12 years. And like the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh my god, I feel so bad for like all the people who make a living like in the hospitality industry, because that was me for a very, very long time. And you know, that's how I got through school, and I was just like, damn, that sucks. And then I was like, I'm really fortunate because like the healthcare industry isn't gonna be, you know, like negatively affected by this. Like it's probably gonna be busier than it has been in a while. But I was wrong. Because for me, I work on a cardiovascular ICU, and a lot of our patients are like surgical patients, like some, you know, either they just come, it's like a really serious like open heart or like an aortic valve replacement type of surgery, or they've had a thoracotomy, something. They, you know, like that's a big part of the demographic of the patients on the floor I work on. And now that, you know, it's like there can't do like elective surgeries. Well, I mean, and it's smart because they're saving resources and, you know, for like dealing with this pandemic. But because of that, my unit has been like extremely slow. And, you know, if I do work, there's been a few times where I had to float to the unit that like they had specifically made for like COVID-19 like rule out patients. And yeah, I was scared, and because I was floated there like when it first like opened, and there were no supplies. We had to have, I don't know if they're still having to have that, probably a runner, like a designated runner that would go and get equipment from the ICU unit like next to it, because we weren't allowed to leave. We weren't allowed to leave that unit. Like, we had to change out of our scrubs and like put surgical scrubs on and put our scrubs in a bag. And yeah, we weren't allowed to leave that unit. So we had to have a designated runner who, like, they weren't allowed to go in patient rooms so that they could go, you know, like freely throughout the hospital and like get supplies. But like at the beginning, there was nothing. I was the runner one night, like, oh my god, it was crazy. But like where I work, like, we've had 2 confirmed COVID-19 cases, and like I just talked to one of my friends, and she's like quarantined right now because she took care of a patient that was, you know, confirmed positive for COVID-19, and now she's having symptoms. And yeah, it's scary right now, and there's not enough testing, so they're only testing people who have been in contact with a confirmed case. So last Monday was the last time I've worked, and I was taking care of a patient, and we were waiting for like the fiance or girlfriend, I forget, her, like, she had been having symptoms or something happened. She traveled, and we were waiting on her results, and if she was confirmed positive, and then we were going to test the patient. But in the meantime, you know, I'm taking care of the patient and not using like the correct mask if that he really did have it. I was just using a regular surgical mask but you need a N95 mask that, like, you would for a tuberculosis patient. But we couldn't put him on that precaution yet because we hadn't tested him yet. So he technically wasn't a COVID-19 rollout because he wasn't in the process of being tested for it. Oh, it's craziness. Let me know how you guys are dealing. Like, how is it affecting your life? Okay, so, like, it looks pretty dewy. It doesn't look horrible. It doesn't shine through as much as I thought it would. Does it? I don't know. It kind of does. Oh, I forgot I had this. Oh, I've been wanting to try. I got this sample of Dior Forever Skin Correct 24-hour wear full coverage creamy concealer. Ooh, and I got this in 1N. Alright, let's see how this baby does. Let's see, Dior, impress me. What was I gonna say? No. So yeah, like, even before I like started getting symptoms, so it was crazy. I was actually, so because like we've been so slow, I had gotten pushed back until 11 p.m. So I'm like, okay, like, I'll try and get a video filmed. Since I'm already up, I'm just like, I have to call in at 9:30 to see if they need me. This is a little dark for a concealer for me. That's what I hate about, like, when you get like samples of like a concealer or foundation with a promo code. Like, they don't have, you know, the entire range of colors, so it's usually too dark for me. But anyways, I'm also gonna go in with this Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer because it's light. Oh, so yeah, I was trying to film a video, and all of a sudden I got like the worst like muscle aches and like cramps in my thighs and my legs, and then I started to get like a really bad, like a migraine basically. Like, I've always gotten migraines like hormonally, like around when I'm on my period, and I was on my period, so maybe that is, you know, why I had it. But and then I started to get chills and had a fever, and I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. Tell my mom I love her. Take care of my cats for me. I'm feeling better now, and you know, like, because there's not enough tests, like, you have to, yeah, you have to have had contact with a confirmed case of coronavirus for them to test you, or to, you know, I don't know. But oh my god, my friend, she's on quarantine right now. You know when I knew shit got real? When I went to place an order on Amazon. Like, I have an Amazon addiction. Like, you guys think I have a Sephora addiction? My Amazon addiction is so much stronger. And I went to like place an order a month. Oh my god. For someone who's used to like 2 days, like someday, 1 day shipping, I'm like, what? What is the world got to? The world really is coming to an end. Oh, Amazon can't get here something for a month? What is going on? But, and it's definitely scary for me because we're all like still learning about it. Like, this is a virus that we have no treatment for, and we're still learning like what its clinical presentation is, like how it, you know, looks. And especially for like health professionals, I tried to Google like, what's a clinical presentation of a coronavirus patient? Like, what's their chest x-ray gonna look like? What is their lab work gonna look like? What physical symptoms are they gonna be showing? Like, so I can know. And I couldn't find anything. All I could find were like general, like, if you're having symptoms, call your healthcare provider. And that was really it. So for other healthcare providers, or this, I don't know, chemists, anyone who's interested, as far as what I have learned from talking to the doctors I work with and everybody else, so you're gonna have a fever, you are going to have infiltrates on a chest x-ray, which infiltrates could be many things. It could be pneumonia, it could be like, it could be cancer, it could be anything. But this is a disease that does affect the respiratory system, so you're gonna have infiltrates. You are gonna have elevated liver enzymes, AST, ALT. You are going to have an elevated BUN and creatinine, which is a measure of basically your hydration status and then your kidney function. And it hits so many different systems. It hits your liver, it hits your kidney, it hits your respiratory. And you know, it's more likely if you have pre-existing medical condition that it's going to hit you a lot harder. Like, there's either people who are like feel like a little bit, you know, and they're okay, or there's people like, okay, you're being intubated right now on a ventilator on every single possible pressor that we trying to keep you alive. Like, there's two extremes. And it's scary because when, you know, I'm taking care of these patients and like they have all these symptoms, but then there's other reasons that these, you know, they could be having these symptoms. It's not necessarily coronavirus, but it takes like 3 days to get the results back. So it's just really scary going to work right now. So when people like have their hair that like naturally goes back, is that like, you just have to train your hair? How does that work? I have always wanted to be able to be like but then my hair just goes back into the part and it's just so dry. It's like, it doesn't want to fall like pretty. It's like, oh, I'm trying, lady. I just put some like texture spray in it too. That doesn't help. My cousins had like long straight hair, and they could do that with their hair, and I was so jealous. I always wanted to be able to do that. Unfortunately, my one cousin died, and then my other one is a thief. So, well, they're both thieves, but only one of them is alive. My immediate family is almost non-existent now. I'm an only child, so my cousins were kind of like my sisters to me, and one of them died, it's been like maybe 3 years now, from a drug overdose. And like when I was growing up, she was like my sister, but like 2 years before she died, I hadn't spoken to her. I had to cut her off because she was toxic, and she was negatively affecting my life. Like when I was younger, like when I was a teenager, like in high school, like she was living with us, my aunt and her were, and she was 12 years older than me. So when I was like 16, she was 28, and she would always like ask me if I would want to do drugs. And when you're that young, number one, like your frontal brain and like the morality part of your brain isn't fully developed yet. Like that's why teenagers are idiots and like make stupid decisions. And especially when you have a family member that you believe like loves you and would never put you in harm's way, is the one, like there was one time she literally begged me, you know, like you don't think that, you know, someone you care about, someone in your family would put you in harm's way, but she did. And I don't know why. I think a lot of it had to do with jealousy that I don't know. Like she could have gone to college, she could have done so many different things. She was smart. She was really smart. She could trick us all out of our money and find ways to steal checks and manipulate. But anyways, and then my other cousin's just kind of the same way. So, and then my aunt and grandma died within the past year, both of them. So it's basically just me and my mom down here in Florida. I have a lot of like family and cousins up in New Jersey. I need to visit them more. But yeah, my biological dad died when I was 2, and then I moved down here from Jersey when I was 2, so they're all still up there. What am I doing? So all I did so far was just put bronzer on. I used my Ciate Linden Bamboo Bronzer. Now for highlight. Let's use Kitty Cat from the Anastasia and Nicole Guerrero palette. What the hell has happened to Nicole Guerrero? I feel like I have not seen a video from her in so long. Does she still make videos? Let me know in the comments, because I just haven't seen them. I think the last one I saw was like a Halloween look. Oh my gosh, so I had to cancel, well, not me, but like it was a group decision. I was going to be going to Vegas in May for my friend's birthday. That's where he wanted it, and like my best friend and I had already like bought our airplane tickets, and we had already booked the room. Like we hadn't paid for everything, just like a deposit, but you know, and then all of this happened. So, you know, I canceled the hotel. Luckily, you know, I got my security deposit back. But airlines, you know, luckily they've been understanding of the situation and allowed people to like get a credit for their flights. So I got a credit for that, and it's valid until September. But so I guess we're going to Jamaica in September, and I'm like, can we please go to hedonism? Like I have wanted to go to hedonism since I was about like 20 years old. Like when I was with my ex-husband, like that's where I wanted to go and get married, or like have my honeymoon. But because I paid for everything, didn't have enough money to go there. What am I doing? Okay, so let me do blush. I'm gonna take this Natasha Denona Love Glow palette and go in with Super Glow. She's super freak, she's super freaky, yo. Like, my best friend is recently single, so I'm like, would be the best. Oh, I can't talk. Oh, this palette is so gorgeous, even though I only use like 2 shades mainly. I was gonna use that cream blush, but I just didn't feel like doing an extra step. I'm still like, I don't know, kind of like tired, even though I haven't had to work. I haven't been feeling well. And I've gotten plenty of sleep, trust and believe, but I'm still recuperating. Okay, so to highlight the inner corner, let's go with Forever Lit. Setting spray. I'm going to use this Radiant Lights Vivid Baked Highlighter from Makeup Revolution, and any large fluffy brush you got. And we're just going to kind of like melt and mix and blend everything together into one cohesive and smooth, perfectly blended piece of art. And then we're going to take a setting spray, and I like to go in an asterisk, but do whatever makes you happy. Ooh, that like went right on my eyeball. Okay, so I'm going to go put some lashes on. I think I'm going to use, I've kind of narrowed it down to 2. Either these ColourPop lashes in Chica, oops, or these Sephora collection lashes in Ouch. I'm not sure if these are like dramatic enough. I mean, this isn't a really dramatic look, so maybe I will go with these. Okay, so I decided to go for a Clueless inspired outfit today. Oh my gosh. So my best friend and I are gonna be Cher and Dee from Clueless for Halloween. I'm gonna try and like beg her to do it this year because, oh my gosh, you don't even know. It's so funny. We both look like that person, and it's so funny. Like, well, clearly you guys know what I look like. I will put a picture, let me find, okay, so I'll put a picture of them up on the screen. We could so pull that off. Like, that would be such an awesome Halloween costume. But it's like our group of friends always likes to do a theme, so I don't know how that's gonna work. They don't mind that we go off into our own little thing. But anyways, so yeah, I was just feeling very 90s. I changed my necklace like 6 different times before I felt I got the right one. And yeah, Clueless like is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I just love Alicia Silverstone, and I mean, and Brittany Murphy. Like, oh my god, you know, it's just such a classic movie, and like makes me think of my childhood. Like, only Cher could like make this hot, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so these nails, why do I torture myself? Oh my god, you guys want to hear the worst story ever? It's so embarrassing, but I'll tell you. Okay, so this morning I always make iced coffee. So I got my cup and I was putting ice in my coffee, and I'm like, oh, I lost a nail like in my cup of ice because I could see a nail. And like I tried to get it out. I couldn't get it out. Like I tried to shake it out, but it wouldn't come out. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not like it can fit up into the straw. I'm just gonna leave it there, and then I'll throw it out when I find it later. And so after that, I'm like, I wonder which nail I broke. And I look, and I'm like, wait, they're all there. So I must have like lost a nail in there a while ago, and yeah, that was my iced coffee. Okay, but for lip, I put on Rose Madder by Jeffree Star, and I want to put some of this Anastasia metallic lip gloss in Saint Tropez on too. So this is the completed look. I'm gonna do the share thing. As if. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me. I'm sure I missed something I wanted to talk about, but I will see you guys again, and I'm sure I'll talk about it then. Alright, I love you. I'll see you next time.